Hello everybody! So in today's video we are going to talk about hand signals in scuba diving. So as you know, as soon as we go down it's really difficult to talk unless you have a communication equipment, full face mask, all those kind of stuff that are really expensive and quite new. We need to use another way to communicate, and these ways will be the hand signals. There are some hand signals that are common across everybody, like the OK signal, but there are lots of the hand signals that will be regional or between a group of divers. So the ones I'm going to show you here are the ones I mostly use when I'm diving or when I'm teaching. So some of those will be when I'm teaching, but gives you a really good idea what you can do, what are the hand signals, how to communicate, and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So the first one is the OK signal. This is known by everyone that's dives. So we have then the OK signal that can be used everywhere underwater and actually at the surface. But there is another one that we need to use when we are far. For example, we got from a boat or from the platoon and we need to tell the people that in the platoon or in the boat that we are okay. If you just do this and they are a few meters away, they will not see. So the way we do, we just put your hand on top of your head. You can see here there is a kind of a O shape. There are some people that do with two hands. I normally recommend with one hand only, and that's it. The OK signal underwater and the OK signal at the surface. The number two, if there is a problem. So if someone asks you, are you okay? Then you're not going to answer okay if you have a problem. So you need to have some way to tell the person there is a problem. And this way at the surface will be quite easy. You use your hands like this and of course shouting for help if there is a need for shout for help. But underwater you just kind of shake your hand and say there is a problem. So if someone asks you, are you okay? And there is a problem, you shake your hand, there is a problem, but you need to tell the person what the problem may be, because the person will not know. We cannot read minds. So then point where the problem may be. Ear, mask, things, cramps, whatever. Now, there are of course some signals for some of those, but normally just pointing the person will know exactly what the problem may be. A continuation of a problem would be cramps. So you just tell your buddy there is a cramp, and then you point which leg you have the cramp so the person can actually help you out. And in this case, for example, are you okay? You can answer, no, I have cramps. And then you point which leg you have the problem. So that is quite easy for the person to help you out. The next few hand signals are more for people. So if I ask someone, are you okay? But if there are three people who I'm asking, so you could say you could say they, and also you can say me. So in this case, for example, you can say that person is having a cramp for someone else, so that person can help out. Or you can point it to other people. They are having problem with the ear, for example. Let's go up. Then the group knows that we need to go up. And like I point on the other one, we have the signals to go up and also a signal to go down. So if someone asks you to go down, it's not that you are not well. Remember, this is a signal that there is a problem. And if someone asks you, are you okay? You're not going to answer thumbs up because, well, this is the signal to go up. Remember, thumbs up is going down, thumbs down is going, thumbs up is going up, thumbs down is going down. So the next couple are used when I am teaching more often. So breathe in and breathe out. So when you ask the student, okay, just breathe out so they actually can start going down, or breathe in so they can start rising. So if you need to tell anyone, just breathe in and breathe out. When you're doing the breathe out, it's quite easy because they can see the bubbles. But then breathe in and breathe out if required. This one is for, again, I use a lot of teaching, but I've seen places where the guide with new open waters, they need to tell the person, okay, you need to inflate or deflate your BCD. There are lots of hand signals for that. The ones I use normally is this kind of pinch, and then I point it to the inflator, or I point to the dry suit if you're using dry suit. So inflate the dry suit or inflate the BCD. And also we have the deflation. So I do this for deflate the BCD, and also can do this and point to the dump valve on the dry suit to deflate the dry suit as required. Often, again, when teaching and guiding dives or newbies, we need to ask them to come closer because they are too far away. So just use your hand to basically tell them, come closer. The next one I use all the time when teaching is basically ask the person to knee on the platform. So I can use this, basically the two fingers, or I use my other hand to tell them to knee on the platform. The next one is quite simple. Let's go for a swim, and then you can use your fingers saying let's go for a swim. From time to time, you don't know where you need to go. So you can ask which way. So your finger goes sideways, left and right down. You're basically asking which way. For directions, it's quite simple. The finger, the hand, you point to the way. Don't use the finger, the thumb, because you don't want people to get confused with, for example, going up. So you point to where you want to go. To that way, so front, left, and right. Front, left, and right. The next couple will be if you want someone to stop what they're doing. So the first one is the stop. Then basically stop, stay where you are. But there is a similar one that will be hold. So you close your hand and ask the person to hold. This from time to time, people can actually, there is danger. It's quite similar hand signal, depends on where you are in the word. I use this for hold. Hold and open hand is a stop. So basically stop everything you are doing and stay on where you are. Of course, the stop is a little bit different from hold, because if you are on, for example, on the training, stop means stop everything you are doing. And hold could mean just don't put more air on the BCD and just hold your position. One that's quite often used, training and elsewhere, is look. Just point the fingers to your eyes, so look. And then, of course, you're going to point where you want people to look. So you could say, you look there. Maybe there is a fish. They you point for 2 or 3 people, look there, maybe there is something interesting there. Or you could say, you look at me when you are teaching. So then you want that person to actually pay attention on what you're doing. The next couple will be to level up. So, or level down. So I want to, for example, stay at certain depth. Then I can say level, and I would say level up or level down if I want you to go a little bit higher or a little bit lower. So if you're, for example, 5 meters and you want to be at 6 meters, so level up, let's go a little bit down, or level up and let's go a little bit up. The second one, or actually the next two, is for air. For instructor in a course, this is used a lot, but also if you are guiding a dive. So we can use asking how much air with 2 hands. From time to time I use just the 2 fingers in a surface, but also I can just open and close my hand and ask how much air you have. Remember, I'm not asking you to come closer. This is the come closer signal. I'm just open and close my hand and ask how much air you have. But of course, if someone asks how much air, you need to answer how much air you have. And for this we can have counting numbers in 1 hand or 2 hands. In 2 hands it will be 100 bar, you do like a T. 50 bar will be the hand closed. In some locations could be just the number 5. And also 10, 20, 30 and 40. So if you have, for example, 170, it's going to be 150 plus 20, so 170. But for a 1 hand signal, it will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and sideways 60, 70, 80, 90, and of course 0. So if you have 170 bar, 170 bar. If you are low on air, you just type your chest, telling someone low on air. But this could be different in many locations. What exactly is low on air? Are you on the reserve, or are you lower down? You should be just telling or asking to give air. So when I do a training, anything below 70 bar is low on air, because I don't want my students to actually reach the reserve. So this one here now is continuation of low on air, but this is out of air. You don't have air anymore. So you tell the person you are out of air. So, and the person, if sees you, will actually help you out. If the person don't see you, don't keep doing this. Of course, go quickly and grab the octopus or the alternative air source that you understood on the dive, on the body check that you can use now, because the person may be actually looking elsewhere and don't see you doing the signal. But remember, this is the signal for out of air. So this next one is quite common here in the UK, is cold. You can use both hands, you are cold, or just 1 hand, you are cold. If you dive in tropical places, you may never actually use this, but here in the UK it's quite often when we are teaching and the student is getting cold. So the next one is when you're diving and then you just need to turn your dive, so you start going back. So it's just use the hand and do kind of loop, so turning the dive in a circle. The next one is basically a combination of signals, but it's basically one person will lead and the other person will follow. So you could say you lead and I will follow, or I will lead and you follow me. The next one is for buddy, so you can just say buddy up, or For example, you are changing buddy, you can say one person here, one person there, buddy up. Or if your buddy is closer or far away from you, you can just pointing and buddy up, so getting a little bit closer. The next one, by the end of the dive, you need to do your safety stop. So we are going to do 3 minutes at 5 meters. So we do the safety stop. And of course, when the safety stop ended, you can just say my safety stop ended. Or if you want to just use one hand on your dive computer, you just pass your hand over. It depends on where your dive computer is, and the person should know that that person safety stop has ended. And of course, depends on where you are. You want to deploy a dSMB at safety stop, or maybe you're doing this at 10-15 meters. It's just blow your hand, basically. Open your hand and say, I'm going to deploy a dSMB. It depends on where you are. For example, you are diving from a boat. You can just then use the boat signal. Just 2 hands in a V formation. The next one is where or what. So basically you are confused, you don't know, you just put the hands up sideways, and now you don't know what exactly is happening. Maybe you need to ask where the boat is, where your buddy and stuff like that. For example, where is buddy? Then the person actually can help you out. Or the person don't know where the buddy is. You can use this. Let's say, where boat? Then the person actually can point where the boat is. For example, just over there. Boat over there, and then point where the boat is. Where buddy? Then the person actually can say, just over there, buddy over there. And the last one is think. So think or remember. I use this a lot when we are demonstrate skills or ask the person to do the skill, and then the student does something wrong. You just remember, for example, remember to blow up bubbles through your nose when you are cleaning your mask. Okay, that's it for this video. Hope you find it interesting. If you like, leave your thumbs up, share with your friends, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate, and more tips and tricks and more videos about scuba to come. Thank you very much. See you on the next one.